My brother-in-law has commissioned me to paint his Harley Electra Glide. I thought I'd show you these designs and what he's approved, and I think it'll look quite nice once it's completed. But in this video, I'll be explaining how I prepare each panel before actually completing the custom paint. Proper prep work is crucial to paint adherence. If the substrate is not prepped properly, at some point your paint job will delaminate, and that is not a desired outcome. The process for all the panels will be the same, but for this video I thought I'd concentrate just on the saddlebag covers themselves. I'll be using a spray bottle filled with KC10 solvent-based wax and grease remover, as well as a bottle of water-based grease and wax remover, some shop towels lint-free, a microfiber cloth wash towel, 320 grit wet and dry sandpaper, a red Scotch-Brite scuff pad, and a container of water with some liquid soap in it. So on this bike I'm not going to go for a complete color change or a complete repaint. What I will be doing is salvaging the existing base coat color and the pinstripes. Now there are some small blemishes in the clear coat and tiny scratches which can easily be sanded out. To start out with though, I'm going to be cleaning this with the mixture of water and liquid soap. And this will remove a lot of the contaminants and dirt, the items that are on top of it. And by using the microfiber towel, it'll help eliminate or reduce the amount of scratches or additional blemishes that I put into it. With the surface wiped down and clean of any additional debris, I'll begin this sanding process. I'm going to use a 320 grit wet and dry sandpaper folded into thirds. The red Scotch-Brite pad I will use as a buffer or interface pad. Now the key here is to only give it a grit. So you don't want to apply a huge amount of pressure when you're trying to save the underpainting. You only want to scuff the clear coat. So I will use a back and forth motion here, crisscross, and light pressure, just enough to give it a texture so the paint will adhere. As you can see here, the clear coat is rubbing off and it's becoming a white powder. Now you want to be careful you don't press too hard. You'll leave grooves or fingerprints or uneven surfaces on this, which is not super critical at the moment, but when it comes to final prep work, you don't want to have those. The goal here is to go through and eliminate any of the shiny pieces, paying special attention to those pinstripes. Those are factory pinstripes, and the goal is not to burn through and start erasing those because I want to use them in the final design. So I just want to go around each side carefully, give it a dull shine. Once that dull shine is acquired, you know you've got a good texture. Now you want to pay special attention to the rounded edges and surfaces. Naturally, paint and clear coats get thinner around those areas, so it'll be easier to burn through into the underlying layers. So you just want to go cautiously over those areas until you get that dull shine. Please give this video a like, and if you haven't already done so, consider subscribing. We'd love to have you on board. Continue to make your way around the cover and the panel that you're painting, trying to hit all the large flat surfaces that are the easiest to get to. As you work your way around, you'll see the shine gradually disappear, and when you're happy with all of the large areas that you've got a good surface prep, then we'll move on to hitting all of those tiny little curves and areas that are tough to get to. Now that we've finished the large areas, I'll remove the sandpaper and use just the Scotch Brite pad as a standalone abrasive. Now you can hit these areas, like I said, that have gotten real thin coverage just because of the curvature. You can go around these edges, and I'd like to fold the Scotch Brite over so that you've got a nice surface that conforms to those curves, and just rub that back and forth in those areas with a little bit of extra pressure just to dig down into those tight little curves and get yourself a nice good texture in those spots, and those are hard to get. And then like the outer edge, I mean, you don't have to get super crazy with those. You just want to give it enough of a texture that your clear coat will actually adhere, or any paint that you may be putting out on those edges. And you'll just continue this process, work all the way around the outer perimeter, and concentrate on those curves, like I said, on the upper sections where the paint will get thinner. And this is a little more mild way to attack those edges without digging in real heavy duty. This Scotch Brite is a softer material, and it gives you a little bit more control over how hard you can press and hitting those areas without removing a ton of material through the grit of the sandpaper. After rubbing down the entire part to get the surface that we're looking for, we'll move on to KC10 solvent-based grease and wax remover. We'll use the lint-free shop towels to wipe it down. And you'll see that as we wipe this down, that glossy surface is now turned to a nice dull surface, as you can see here where it starts to dry. I'm just wiping up some of the material that I've gotten on my table just to help get rid of the additional dust and contaminants that we've created from sanding this. And as you can see here, the majority of it is very dull now. Now we'll continue this and wipe it down using clean rags through each pass, and we'll just remove a lot of that material and everything that we've generated from sanding the part. Now the solvent based will be a good starting point to get a lot of those material off, then move on to the water based. I like the water based just because it'll help eliminate any static charge that comes from sanding on a plastic or fiberglass piece. We can continue this process 2 or 3 times until we're happy that we've gotten all the residue off of the part and we know it's clean. And this will allow us to inspect it, and we'll be looking for any areas that we may have missed. And the easiest way to tell that is it'll still have a slight shine to it. Now you want everything to have the dull look. Any parts that you may have missed or not gotten enough grit on will still have that shine, and those will be trouble areas in your paint or your clear coat. We're taking a look at this, and you'll notice in some of those inner groove areas and slight areas along the top curves, there's still a little bit of a shine. One thing to consider, I haven't wore gloves through this process. When you're happy with it and it's all prepared, anytime after that, you'll want to switch to wearing latex gloves, rubber gloves when handling your pieces. Make sure that before you start taping, masking, or final paint, you'll want to clean it with the cleaner again while wearing rubber gloves. Now you can see that, so we'll want to go back through and hit those areas again with the Scotch Brite pad and just get them dulled down. It'll be ready for paint.